That's a great idea. That's a good idea.
I got some other stuff I could bring. I had a series, I had a meeting of a series.
Interesting program tonight. As Ernie said, the 1st of June, we're going to have our last meeting of the year. We're talking about Serbia, a Balkan state with a very, very controversial history in recent days, and I hope to join the EU. We'll also have our annual meeting, present a slate of officers for you guys to decide on. And just a little advertisement. We desperately need somebody in public relations. Brilliant as we all are, we're not very good with public relations. So we'd like to give more people a chance to come to our club, and really look forward to that. But tonight we are really happy to learn about El Salvador. You don't know this, but I've tried for about 2 or 3 years to get somebody from El Salvador to come to our program. So we are delighted tonight that our speaker is Minister Counselor for Economic Affairs, Mr. Mardo Toches. And he's really in a unique position to tell us about Bitcoin, which is something kind of unique to El Salvador. He's the Counselor for Economic Affairs and Trade, and he's going to talk about his country, which has adopted Bitcoin and done many other things, but that's a critical thing. Dr. Toches has served as Minister Counselor for Economic Affairs since October 2020. He's responsible for investments. All of you have some extra money. And he's responsible for investments and trade in El Salvador and H-2B and H-2A visas, which he's going to explain later, I hope.
Sure.
Okay. Before joining the embassy, Dr. Toches was a distinguished professor in El Salvador and focused on business law and arbitration. He previously served as president of the Salvadoran chapter of the Club Español d'Arbitrage, which I think is arbitration. A senior partner at the Lawyers Group and a technical advisor to the Minister of Tourism. He's lectured on arbitration, labor, conciliation, international trade, law, and he's done that in Spain, Colombia, and Costa Rica. Wide-ranging. He holds a doctorate of law from the Université de José Matias Delgado, and he has a postgraduate degree in international business from the Technological University in El Salvador. So I think we really are having a very skilled person, the right person to tell us about Bitcoin. And I don't know, Dr. Toches, many of our guests actually bring us some kind of a token gift to our club, and I don't know if we brought any Bitcoin. I mean, just thinking about it. Welcome to the program.
Well, so we need a wallet, right? We need a wallet. A wallet is the device that you can open in your cell phone, and you can trade the peer-to-peer or using an exchange to using your bitcoins or any cryptocurrency. But, well, first of all, thank you for the invitation. My name is Mardo Toches. I know it's really hard to pronounce, even for people who speak Spanish. That's why everybody calls me Mardo. And all my friends call me Mardo, so feel free to call me like that. Sorry about my English. It's not my good skill to talk in English. I will try to tell you about the Bitcoin, but before that, I know that there is some people that doesn't know about El Salvador, so I bring this little video about the work that our government is doing in El Salvador to promote our country as a secure place to invest. So if you can help me with the video, and I don't oh yeah, it works.
At the heart of the American continent, privileged by its geographical location, you find a country full of energy. Energy that drives not only the machines that activate an emerging economy, but also our highly productive people. We have legal stability, a firm commitment to educational development, modern infrastructure, and highly competitive costs. The government of El Salvador is committed to the promotion and development of the country. It maintains an open, stable, and dollarized economy that promotes investments and businesses through various advantages that will help you settle and operate in our country. We have strengthened our trade links with the outside world through international agreements that allow us preferential access to various markets. El Salvador is the only country in the region with a synthetic textile cluster, and its vertically integrated power production makes us one of the most important suppliers in the United States. It is a true display of engineering, technology, and logistics and is also run by the most hardworking, capable, and committed people in Central America. Companies settled in our country confirm this. Our aeronautics industry is certified with the highest standards of quality worldwide. We have over 3 decades of successful experience, a steady annual growth, a strategic location, and highly skilled workforce. All this makes us one of the countries that offers its investors exceptional profitability. The country has a manufacturing sector fully developed, with existing production plants of automatic parts, medical devices, pharmaceutical, electronics, footwear, plastics, and vehicle assembly. We have 17 free zones connected to our main ports and airports, with a highly industrial capacity, low operating costs, and trade liberalization, granting preferential access to a worldwide audience. El Salvador welcomes our visitors with a tropical climate all year round, green landscapes, majestic volcanoes, thermal rivers, and sunny beaches. We have a modern airport infrastructure, making us one of the most adequate in the region for receiving millions of passengers every year. Our tourism sector offers investment opportunities to take advantage of our beach, Mayan world, business, and medical tourism. Thanks to our warm climate and fertile land, El Salvador offers options of investment in the production of ornamental plants, fruits, and other variety of crops. Our good weather plays an important role in the agriculture industry. It allows year-round production. Our country has a rich tradition in the cultivation and processing of coffee. We produce the best types of coffees worldwide. We are regional leaders in the production and export of processed food and beverages. We have a proven track record in attracting investments in this sector. We also have complementary industries in areas such as containers and packaging that facilitate exports to developed markets. El Salvador has become a regional reference in the offshore business services, which has experienced a double-digit growth in recent years. We are the country with the highest returns on investment in the region because of its customer service-oriented culture, work ethic, quick learning curve, cultural affinity with large markets, and neutral accent in Spanish and English. In the heart of the Salvadoran economy, a force that drives the evolving market develops through the energy sector. We provide a solid legal and regulatory framework supporting investments in this sector. We believe in clean and renewable energy and are committed to diversify our energy mix. We will be the first country in Central America that includes liquid natural gas, a source of clean energy with hydro, geothermal, solar, and biomass energy. This is El Salvador, an economic hub for the region. We are a country with large capacities, passionate with steady growth, and prompt to learn from experiences. We never stop pushing to achieve our goals. We are a rising country, ready to share with the world our potential, and this is El Salvador.
El Salvador es el mejor país del mundo para invertir.
Thank you, and I know that I would repeat this, but I really feel that our government before is not the same as our government right now. And one of these proofs is that our friend said 3 years asking to the people who works for and other governments to come over here to talk about our country. And this is a good opportunity that you start to know about what we're doing in El Salvador. So, for sure that any time that you want me to talk over here, or our ambassador has to come to talk over here about our country, we will be glad to stay over here and trying to figure it out. How can we start to do this relationship, friendly relationship with you and our country, to visit our country. And you can imagine. I have experiences with a lot of people, you know. There's one guy from a restaurant, and I know that it's not the time that, it's not the subject that I will talk over here, but it's funny thing because he said, oh no, I'm not going to your country, you know, the gangs, and I never been there. I said, okay, just come with me one time. And I assure you, and we can bet on it, you know, that you will be more than one time in El Salvador. And right now, he's traveling next week for the 5th time in less than 1 year, because he's going to put a restaurant in El Salvador. He's a restaurant guy over here, and he found an opportunity to work in El Salvador too. So I think that the best way that you can start to know about our countries visiting us, in that way you can share with us all the opportunities that we have. Not just investment opportunities, trade opportunities, but tourism as a new form of having this relationship with you. So please, if you can help me with the presentation. Right now I'm going to talk about Bitcoin as a legal tender. I'm sorry that this is the team that I'm going to talk, because my friend of my embassy told me, you know, you have to talk about Bitcoin, and that's all the thing that I have. But for sure, as a country, we have huge opportunities in El Salvador to invest. We have specialist regimes to give you tax exempt in some kind of business if you want to go to El Salvador. But I think this will be a complete another conversation another time. Right now, I'm going to talk about the legal tender in El Salvador, that is a Bitcoin. And the first thing that somebody started to say is, what is a Bitcoin? And what has to be with El Salvador as a legal tender? Well, the Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that is working around the world. And since, well, I don't have much time. I remember that one friend of mine a long time ago told me, you have to invest in this cryptocurrency, it calls Bitcoin. I'm not going to put my money on it, you know, it's nothing, you know. And I remember that at that time, it cost like $500 per each Bitcoin. Then, around the time I started to see the Bitcoin, I said, oh man, that was my opportunity to start to invest in this thing. But nobody knows about that at that time. Even I talked about a story that one friend of mine who's doing Bitcoin mining here in the United States paid 40 Bitcoins for one pizza, and he said, this is the most expensive pizza that I ever had, you know, because right now it's a lot of money for a Bitcoin. But well, if you can please share the other slide. Okay, the first thing is that since the president took a decision to get a Bitcoin as a legal tender, everything changed in our country. Everything. You can imagine, because well, we were fighting against the bad publicity that our country has. And the bad publicity always, it was around the gangs members, you know, and everything in the news, he said you cannot go to El Salvador, because if you go to El Salvador, it's not a secure place for you. You have to be with people with arms, taking custody of you to go to El Salvador, and everybody was afraid. Even if you talk with the people, because I do all the time, you know, with the people who's from El Salvador, they felt shame before to say I'm from El Salvador, because everything in the news is, if I'm from El Salvador, maybe I can be a gang member, you know. So the people doesn't like to say that they are from El Salvador. But these things start to change. It start to change because our government is working hard to change this bad face that we have before. It was 10 years of different governments that know that the gangs are there, but they don't want to try this problem. They are like, I don't know, how do you say avestruz? You know what avestruz means? It's a huge beard that he puts the head in a hole. Ostrich, okay, ostrich. I'm sorry about my English. Every government is like an ostrich, you know. They put their head in the hole, and they don't think about what happened outside. But right now we're doing the things different, and we start to care about the people. And even there are some programs in El Salvador that change completely. For example, we have a program that we're giving all the students a computer. You can say, okay, in the United States everybody has a computer, but for one country as El Salvador, that our government is investing in education is a good sign that not for now, in 20 years after, our country will change. And right now we're seeing these changes in the people, you know. So the reality of El Salvador changed before Bitcoin became a legal tender in El Salvador. And it was when the president was in, I don't know if you heard about this, but in Miami there are some Congress, there is a summit that all the Bitcoin around the world, Bitcoiners around the world go to Miami and have this summit and they start to talk about Bitcoin. And the huge problem that the Bitcoin has is that any government wants to recognize them as a legal tender. So when the president went in front of all these people in Miami in a video and he said, you know, our country will be the first one that will accept the Bitcoin as a legal tender. Since that moment, a lot of people over there start to cry, a lot of people start to scream happy, you know, and this opened a new door for a lot of people that they don't even think about it. Some months ago to go to El Salvador, you know, because there is nothing in El Salvador that they will be interested for them. And these people is the new billionaires from around the world. And it is incredible, you know, that they bought this token in 25 cents and 10 years before it's $40,000 per each, you know. So imagine if you bought 100 of it right now, they are billionaires, you know. So when the president did that statement in front of these people, a lot of people from different countries start to think about El Salvador. Some of them doesn't know where is El Salvador before, you know, and right now it's like a mecca for Bitcoiners to go over there, and it's crazy because you see people in the Bitcoin beach. That I will tell you a story about that, because Bitcoin beach was one place that somebody from UK or United States, I don't remember, went to that place, and he saw an opportunity to start to educate the people from this beach. So this is not an invent from the president. The president just followed the flow, you know. And this guy went to El Salvador and started to educate these people that sells Coca-Cola, sells coffee, sells. They have a little business, a restaurant, and he creates a wallet for the people. It calls Bitcoin Beach Wallet. So right now, all the people from that area are the most skilled people using the wallets, you know, because a lot of people who live out of that place, some of them doesn't know how to work with the wallet, you know, and they have all the experience because these guys started to educate, and they made a foundation over there and start to work with the little kids to explain how does the Bitcoin works. Can you change the but 3 or many more we foresee in the future. Can you change it? Well, the good thing about the Bitcoin is that in El Salvador is with the banks is really a nightmare trying to get a bank account. Really, it's a nightmare. If you go to the bank and you don't show a lot of papers, you know, like that you live over there, that you work with somebody, no one wants to open a bank account for El Salvador. And that's a problem, because if you want to use your money, you cannot have all the money in your pillow. You know, you have to get this money, guarantee that you can use it, and nobody can go to your house and take the money. So this is a good opportunity for the people to get the financial inclusion in our country. Since the president start to open this opportunity, he said, okay, we're going to work in this financial inclusion with the people, and we will open a wallet. I will tell you about that wallet after, but with this wallet, you can use it in Bitcoin, or you can swap immediately to dollars. So if you receive the payment in Bitcoin, immediately you can change it to dollars. So it's a good opportunity to using this application to help you with your business. Because right now, if you don't have a bank, you have a wallet open and you can do transactions. And we have some ATM wallet, ATM cashiers that you can get the money out, or you can sell directly with the app, you know, everywhere. Can you change the? So we have this opportunity bringing some entrepreneurs around the world and Salvadoran entrepreneurs to open the opportunity to use the technological assets to do this kind of business with the people. You know, there are companies there's one guy from Singapore that started to work in Salvadorian education about Bitcoin, and he's trying to do hospitals, and he's trying to do universities, crowding funding for a lot of places that with people that are interested in the Bitcoin growth. So he's working on that, and right now there are opportunities for Salvadorans to start to understand that there is another possibility that you can get money not using the traditional ways with banks. There are some companies right now that it calls neobanks. This is the future from the banks. They don't have, in the United States have a lot, I don't know if you received, because I received a lot of mails all the time offering me credit cards and all these things. And some of these banks that are the new banks start to work as a neobank. It calls neobank because the way that they use business is that they don't have any infrastructure. They just work with the digital assets, and they can afford that operation because they have some cryptocurrency that help them to start the business. So these kind of opportunities start to grow in El Salvador. And if you have this wallet in El Salvador, opens the opportunity that, for instance, in the blockchain, all the transactions that you do is in the system. So for me, as a neobank, if I want to give you a credit, I don't need all the documents that say that your enterprise is a success, because I just go to the blockchain. In the blockchain, all the transactions are on it, and I can see that, okay, this guy is doing a lot of business with the wallet. So you can, the bank can figure it out if you can support that operation. And even if you have cryptocurrency, you can give them as how to say this in English? Like if you get a mortgage, or you can give as a warranty the cryptocurrency for doing business. Collateral. Okay. Can you change that? Oh, I'm sorry. Give it back. And there is another thing. Could you please come back? Okay. There is one. No. Yes, over there. There is one thing. You know. Since for the people who's in the business of the bank, this is not a good notice. You know, this is not good. Even right now, here in Western Union, for example, our people send the money by Western Union or by MoneyGram, send the money to El Salvador, and they get a lot of money as a fee for remittances to El Salvador. But since the president decides to open the Chivo wallet, all the Salvadorans around the world, if they have the identification from El Salvador, can open the app, and they can send the money direct to the app and send the money direct to the people. So they don't charge you anything for this kind of operation. So what the government gained is that right now the people is sending them money, more money to El Salvador, more money, because if I pay $16 in my remittance fee, I don't send that $16 to El Salvador. But right now they are sending all the money with all the fees that it has to be, and that helps the economy, because and we're working in another kind of programs, not just because in El Salvador right now almost all the remittances that they send is for expending money, but they don't have investment. So we're working on that with some companies that they are trying to figure it out, how can they work with the wallet, Salvadoran wallet, to send the money to El Salvador and even get a warranty for these people to buy or purchase houses or doing business in El Salvador, and having this money that they send in all the time as a warranty or collateral for this business. But as these banks are trying not they are trying that the president doesn't get succeed with this project. They are cutting the funds, and they're cutting to buy bonds for the country to start to financing their projects. So the president right now is working in volcano bonds, and these volcano bonds is a bond that they will sell, because the main opportunity to do Bitcoin is that the mining of the Bitcoin has to be in El Salvador, because in that way getting the Bitcoin is cheaper. And well, if you don't understand what is mining, the mining is the process that the people who's doing, well, there is some computers, and these computers start to send algorithms. These algorithms are the one who help the people to do the transactions. So for doing a Bitcoin, there has to be a lot of transactions in the digital system that they have in their ecosystem, and when they get the nine algorithms correct, that produce a Bitcoin. In that way, that Bitcoin start to born, and they start to do the business. So the one who do that Bitcoin has a revenue for do that, so they get a piece of cut of the money that it costs to do a mining. In that way, they can start to do more business. So the problem with this mining is the energy, because the energy is so expensive. So what the president says, okay, we have a lot of volcanoes, we can do geothermal energy, and because it's a natural resource, it will be cheaper than using fuel or using another kind of technology or fossil technology to do the electricity. So he started to think about doing this project, the volcano bond, to finance, to get energy cheaper for the people who want to do mining. So right now we're working on it. It will be part of the project. And the good thing over here is that they are thinking about 1 billion of bonds to sell it. And right now, 50% is just, since he said, okay, we're going to do this, a lot of people start to buy. And the other hand, the other 50%, there are people interested, but there are another people interested in the second bonds, So right now, almost the president has $1 billion to start to use it in El Salvador. So this opportunity will not came all the time, So I think that's why we think as Salvadorans that it was a smart decision from the president to start to use Bitcoin. Could you please send it? Okay, so this brings to El Salvador new investments in many sectors. There are people who want to construct, and in this world of cryptocurrency, they start to work one thing that it calls NFT. It is non-fundable token, and this thing is a unique smart contract that supports some transactions in the blockchain. So with this smart contract, you can sell properties. Even in Miami, they are using right now that they can sell properties with an NFT. You just need to do the transaction, give the money, they send you the contract, and the business is done. So right now, there are a lot of people who try to construct, to build. There are one guy from Miami who's going to do 3 Bitcoin towers in different places in El Salvador, and he's working with the government to achieve this project that he has. There is some projects in energy, as I told you. There are some people interested in do some nuclear energy, because they say, okay, this is the cheaper way that you can get energy for the Bitcoiners, and even then there is a lot of energy in this resource. they can sell energy to another house, and it's a clean energy, it's a renewable energy. So they said, I don't know anything about it, I don't know if there is any chemical over here, but they said that if you have sand, and if you have salt and you have stones, from the stone you can get some material that it calls borium, and the borium is part of the production of energy, so nuclear energy. So in El Salvador, if we have something, it's a lot of volcanoes and stones around all the places, and we have beaches, so we have enough sand and stones to do a lot of energy in El Salvador. But, well, there is a technology that is coming to El Salvador, and this is an important thing because the way that we are working as an embassy is that we're trying to get scholarships for Salvadorans to start to know about the cybersecurity. Because if you are going to put some enterprises in our country in technology, the only way that we don't receive people from India or people from Hong Kong or from China to come to work in El Salvador is that we have to get the people with complete skills and knowledge about the cybersecurity and technology. So we're working as an embassy in this project with some universities over here to get scholarships from our Salvadoran people. Even there are some universities that are preparing programs in Spanish. In that way, it will be easy because, well, I'm an example of that the English is not well known in El Salvador, because I'm trying, I get enough effort to communicate with you, but in El Salvador, this is a huge issue. And for example, I don't receive classes in English, and right now our project is not just giving the computers, it's giving English classes and prepare the people for the future. In the future, for us, is the digital. It's not just a cryptocurrency, it's all about the digital. And that's why we're giving this document. Okay, 2 minutes. I didn't finish, I'm sorry, but the other one. Well, I don't finish yet. Well, I'm sorry that I talked too much. I told him that I have that problem, I start to talk and I don't feel the time, but anyway, whatever you want, I can come to talk about Bitcoin or talking about my country. That is one of the things that I really love, talk about my country. And show you that the pupusas is the best plate that we have.
There you go, thank you. David, do you have anything?
Around my back is killing me.
Mark, thank you very much. This has been really great. You've stretched the horizons of our minds to have a little glimpse of the future of finance. And I think that's the kind of thing we like to do here. It's really useful. It's very helpful. I have a simple question. I'm going to go to other things later. But I have a simple question. If I want to get $1, I can go to a bank and I can have an account and I pick up $1. If I have $40,000 and I want to buy a Bitcoin, what do I do?
Well, thank you for the question. The first thing is that there are different ways that you can buy Bitcoins. There are some applications that it calls wallets, and here one of the famous, well, I don't have to say names because maybe I can talk about the wallets and I help them to do more money. I don't receive money for that, no? But there are different there are different kind of wallets and exchange. Almost all the exchange has a wallet that you can use it, and it's easy to run this application. You just have to remember because they give you, they let you do one password, but they give you some words that is like a showing password that is unique for you. So the things that you have to have good in a secure place is this secure password that they give you, because if you lose it, you lose the money. But yeah, that's why you have to get, as you have the deposits in the bank, you know that it's pretty secure. You have to give that and explain to your family that you have this in that place, because at the time, if somebody passed away, they have the opportunity to get the money back. Because if you don't have the password, you lose all your money. There is one guy, for example, that he bought a lot of bitcoins, and the bitcoin doesn't grow, and he just throw the wallet, throw all the information, and then when the bitcoin start to purchase in $25,000, this guy start to look where is the key, and he didn't find it, so he lost all his money, you know. So, but when yeah.
So I think everybody knows that one of the largest immigrant populations in the United States is El Salvador. We are very interested and it's very helpful. But I want to know, what are the benefits and the costs for El Salvador and for the U.S. of this large immigration of El Salvadorians in the United States?
Well, that's a tricky question, right? Because I have to talk about our history. The Salvadoran history, it was involved in one war, you know, and sadly, a lot of people has to come to United States to looking for an opportunity, and this cycle start to repeat and repeat and repeat, and nobody did anything for a long time ago. So a lot of people come over here, left their family over there, and the people come over here not because they want to. They come here because there are lack of opportunities in El Salvador. So right now, we're working on it, and we're working with the government. And that's the way that I can talk about the H-2A and H-2B visas. Because, for example, with the government of the United States, we're working in give the opportunities for the people to do the cycle of migration, that they can come with papers over here and go back to El Salvador to invest in El Salvador and start to do their business. So with the United States government, we're doing this program that it calls H-2A visas, that is for agricultural employees, and H-2B visas, that is for people who have some skill, not like agricultural skill, but for example, people who works in hospitality, people who works in construction, that can come over here for a seasonal time and then go back to El Salvador to invest.
Thank you very much. I mean, I think we have to look at the elephant in the room. We have experience with MS-13 in Annapolis. We had a murder in Quietwater Park. We have prosecutions. What can your country and our country do to limit the gang activities in the United States?
Well, actually, that's a problem that we inherited from the United States. I'm sorry that I said that, you know, but the MS-13 born in LA, and the people went to El Salvador because they were deported from the United States and go to El Salvador. The problem was that our past governments, just like the ostrich, just put the head on their hole. But right now, our government has this program that is help to the kids, the poor kids. And right now, it was, I don't know if you heard about that, it was a peak in El Salvador of crime one day, that the gangs are trying to force the government to start to negotiate with them, and the president says, I don't have anything to negotiate with the gangs. So right now there are 23,000 people in jail since they start to pick the criminal activities in El Salvador. And our government is working hard, but it has to be a work with the United States to try to figure it out, how can we work on it. Even right now, for example, in Baltimore, that is one place that there's a lot of people from gangs over there, not just MS-13, there are another kind of gangs. The Salvadoran police come over here. Salvadoran police come over here because around the time the Salvador has to live with all these criminal activities, and they know better than people from the United States how does these criminal activities work for them, you know? But even, I think, the best way that we are working on it is giving the opportunities to the kids. Because, as I said, in the war, a lot of people come to the United States. And the problem is that in Salvadoran houses, the grandmother lives with the kids. And the kids doesn't have any orientation more than the grandmother can do. Because their fathers, the relatives are here in the United States. So this is a huge problem because without the family, the one who can help them to understand the world as they understand is the gangs. So that's why we're working in different projects to involve the people in sports, to work with them to educate them and start to do, I don't know if you heard about these projects. They are building a place called El Cubo. We are investing in books, we're investing in libraries, we're investing in education for the kids and giving the opportunities to see that there is another opportunities outside of the gangs. So this is our work, and well, that's what we're doing.
Is America providing adequate support to your government in accomplishing these good things?
There are some support, yes, there are some support. We are working in some programs with them, with USAID, and well, this problem, it was taken 30 years ago, so it's not easy to change the reality for one country in 1 year, but we're trying to do it and we're working on it.
So in your video, you showed something about medical tourism. That was a new thing to me. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Right here, the medical services are really expensive. For example, I have a lot of friends who go to El Salvador just to find some dental doctor, for example. Here a treatment channel from your teeth costs you $2,000, I think, and it's cheaper, In El Salvador, you can do the same thing for $400 or $500. If you need some plastic surgery, over here it costs you like $30,000. I think I'm being modest with that price, but in El Salvador you can find some good doctor that can do the same work with less than that. So even almost the people who use this medical tourists are Salvadorans, but that's not close to Salvadorans, because the thing is that our doctors in El Salvador, they get the old school learning, so they were working in the hospitals, they're seeing the problem directly, and they're working with the experience with another doctors. So it's not about what the book says. It's incredible, but for example, my doctor said, oh, my neck hurts, and he starts to say, okay, you have this thing, and he doesn't need a book to see about it, because they have a lot of experience with a lot of patients. They have all the skills to help you with that. You need exams too, for some sickness, but they are used to do for the flu or something like that to get immediately what you need.
Thank you very much. You've talked a little bit about relations between El Salvador and the United States. How are El Salvador relations with China?
Well, there is an opportunity around the world to do business with all the countries. There are some people who doesn't like that El Salvador has relationship with China, but almost all the countries have relationship with China. Right now there are just a couple countries that doesn't accept that China is a country, and they are giving support to Taiwan, but almost everybody is recognized that China is an opportunity to do business, and even I know that, for example, the United States right now are giving some barriers to their products because of some human rights issues that they have, but our relationship with China is the same relationship that the United States has. We respect them, we give them the opportunity to be a sovereign country, and they support us as a sovereign country as we support and the United States support us.
So we've heard about really dramatic reductions in crime recently, particularly with your new president. We've also heard about some rights issues or some issues about democracy. Is there a compromise there between the security that you need to control the gangs and the free democratic expressions?
Well, you know, there is how can I say that? I mean, I don't know how to say it in English, but there is some, hay algún tipo de agenda que se está manejando por parte de algunos medios de comunicación que les gusta vender el tema de la criminalidad como algo que para ellos es un negocio porque venden periódicos con eso.
It's a kind of a business that, you know, that the crime becomes.
The news selling more if they said that there are 28 people dead, you know, right. That if they said the things are going good, you know. And I know that some of the communication is misunderstood, you know, and they talk about the rule of law, they talk about a lot of things. For example, right now they're talking about that the possibility of our president to run again. But for example, here in the United States, the president can run again, you know. So I don't get why there are some opportunities in some countries, in other countries they don't have that opportunity. So if we are sovereign and the decision of the people is that the president can run again, I don't think it will be a rule of law violation over there, because the democracy is what it works, you know. But for sure, there are some things that have to change. We are not a perfect country, but we're working on it. And I think that if you ask to the people here in the United States what they think about the decision that the president are having, they will say that they completely agree. Because if you don't feel that your relative is there in front of you, you know, you don't know what has happened before in El Salvador, you know. So the people is happy that we're trying to arrange the country. For arrange the country, you need to do some work, and sometimes this work is misunderstood. But we're working on having the complete respect for the law and the complete respect for our constitution. And it could be any procedure, but the judge has to work in the rule of law and working with the law to fix this problem that it could happen.
Thank you very much. I respect that. I've traveled to many countries and I've never met a perfect country yet. That's the way we are, right? Can you tell us something about Central American integration?
Well, this is a dream that it comes since 1821, that we start to work as a free part of the colonial of Spain, you know? And we born as a Central America, as a federation, and working to be integrity for the good of the people. But since that time, they were interested from some families that they think that they own the part of the country. So it was hard for the country to try to unite. But we're working, for example, with Guatemala and Honduras to do this integrity in economic, in free transit around the countries, and doing one just custom office to if you want to bring products to the three countries, you just have to come to one country, and this is open to the market for the countries. But as I tell you, we have some issues that depend from the sovereignty of any country. So they are working on it, and I think we have huge steps right now, because the three countries are working on it, because we understand that the best way that we can stop the migration in the United States borders, at least for the three countries, is working with the people and give benefits, and in that way we are in the same way with them to try to fix it and working on it.
So here's an interesting one. If everybody has their own private Bitcoin account, how does the government tax? How do they get a piece of the action?
Oh, you think that's a tricky question, but it's not. The blockchain is the way that all transactions are getting on the system, and it's publicly. So as soon as you get to open a wallet, you need a document. Even in the United States, you think that United States has the control of all the wallets, you know? So if you have your wallet, you have to put your social security number to open a wallet, and then they have the control of all your transactions that you do with the wallet, you know? The same thing is with the government of El Salvador. The difference is that El Salvador is working in 52 laws, changing the laws to benefit the people who want to invest in Bitcoin in El Salvador. For example, if you buy your Bitcoin today and $40,000 and you use it tomorrow and it costs $50,000, you don't pay gain capital for that because you are using your Bitcoin and it goes value because it's an asset, you know. But you buy it for $40, it's your decision to spend it in El Salvador. So that's the way that they're trying to bring people to El Salvador. But that is not the same thing that if I'm doing business, if I'm getting the Bitcoin for selling my property, for example, I have to pay the taxes that the gain capital that the sale produce. And you pay taxes because the TUI, the identification number that you have, is in the blockchain. So as soon as I sell and I receive the Bitcoin, I have to pay the difference of the price that I buy the property and the price I sold the property. So for example, if I get $10,000, immediately the system identifies that you received $10,000 more. So that's why the finance office know that you do, the IRS from El Salvador knowing that you're doing the transaction and you have to pay taxes for it.
Good control. So, well, you know, we don't want fake news here. We want real news, right? So we're looking at somebody who heard on 60 Minutes that the Bitcoin was introduced into El Salvador by a young guy from the U.S. or from Britain. Is that true, or how did the Bitcoin come to El Salvador?
Yes, as I told you, there was one guy who comes. I told you that the Bitcoin beach started like that, you know. It was one guy who goes over there and sees an opportunity to educate the people from that place. And right now, this guy who sells coconuts knows using more the Bitcoin wallet than me, you know, because they used to do it all the time. Because it's funny because there are some people who buy a ticket just to go to El Salvador and use their wallet to buy some product in El Salvador, and they take pictures and. For example, in McDonald's, buying hamburgers with Bitcoins or with Satoshis, that is like the cents of Bitcoins, or going to buy coconuts, and they take pictures when they are doing the transaction, you know. So this thing is a reality. The people, it's a real new that some guy comes to El Salvador and start to use it, and then because this is not just this guy who knows about the Bitcoin. There are a lot of people who knows about the Bitcoin. So the president and his team start to know about how does it work, and he decides with his team that it would be a good opportunity for a country to take a decision to get the money. But the first time that we know about the Bitcoin, it was a long time ago, and it wasn't a wallet in El Salvador. There are some people who comes over here to the United States and learn about how does it work, and they have this notice to El Salvador. Even the internet is a good source to investigate about that.
Okay, great. So I go into a diner in San Salvador, and I want to order a pupusa. What is the menu ordered in Bitcoins?
Well, actually we have a law, and the Bitcoin law says that you can charge in dollars or you can charge in Bitcoin. That's up to you. You can put in Bitcoin how much it costs. But the thing is that Bitcoin flows. So, for example, if you're buying pupusa right now for $5, tomorrow it could cost you $1. So, I think the best way that you can secure that your money would be what you want to charge is in dollars. But it could happen.
Okay. So, someone was asking if there are any inclusive tourist resorts in El Salvador, like there are in many other countries, and you know, tourism is about 11% of your GDP. What should we do when we go to El Salvador?
Call me. I will give you the best information to go to your country. Yeah. I don't work. I work for free because I work for the government, so I can give you the opportunity to go to El Salvador. But for sure, we have the Cameron, that is a Colombian chain of hotels that works in El Salvador since a long time ago. They have a complete resort that is all you can eat, all you can drink. No, it's how do you say that? All inclusive place. Even you can dance for free over there. Yeah, but there are another opportunities. That depends what kind of tourist you want to do. Because, for example, if you want to go to the mountains, you can go to Chalatenango. That is a weather that is more cold than almost all the country, because our country is really hot. If you don't like hot, don't go to our country. Or you have to go, but try to get air conditioning all the time, because sometimes it's really hot. But it's a beautiful place to be. You know, we have the opportunity to travel in 30 minutes. You can be in the airport. 30 minutes you can be at the city, at the capital. In 30 minutes you can be at the mountain. In 40 minutes you can be in the lake, or 45 in the other lake. And if you want to go to the beach, it's 20 minutes from San Salvador. So the opportunity to cross the country, and I have this experience with one friend of mine who's a lawyer from Mexico. He told me, "Oh, I want to know your country, but I just have one day." I said, "It's enough to know a lot of things, you know." In real, we went to one city. He has a call at 9 o'clock. We left the hotel at 9 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, he has a meeting. He has a conference. He just stayed in the plaza from one department called Santana. He saw the theater, antique theater, the church. Then we went to ruins, Mayan ruins. Then we went to the mountains. We were in four-wheel drive around the city, at Taco. We ate at 2 o'clock chicharrones with yuca. That is a typical plate from El Salvador. Then at 6 o'clock we went doing the sunset, seeing the sunset at the beach. They were, I don't drink, but they were with a beer. And then at 7 o'clock we were in the airport, leaving some people who wants to back to their country. So you cannot take advantage of that opportunity in El Salvador.
I have to warn you, you may get many calls from these people. Make it sound pretty good. Thank you so much. You've done a wonderful job. We're giving you some tough questions and some easy questions.
And sorry, because my friends took my picture over there. I look younger. It was a long time ago that I took that picture. I think they get it for leaping. I'm sorry about that, but my cell phone is over there, 202-210-6208. If you need any information about our country, it will be my pleasure to talk about it.
Thank you so much for a wonderful, interesting, I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
But only for one day? So, that's good. Okay, on behalf of the club, I'd like to present you with a small